Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to this late report from your host Ram on the Cricket Happening Show as usual on Saturday. Well, in this particular report, I'm just going to cast a look at the first match which started between New Zealand and England. As you know, England are touring New Zealand, and this was the first international match which was played. It was a T20 international, and England were the victors by 40 runs in the first T20 match. And what I would really say over here is that England have started off on the right note, so that would really perk themselves up for because they have 3 T20s to go. The second T20 is starting on 12th of February. As you know, since the report is a bit late, I'm not going to go into any details. I'm just going to have a cursory look at this match which happened between New Zealand and England, which was played at Eden Park in Auckland. As you know, there were a lot of short boundaries. So I would say there were a lot of 4s and 6s that was raining. If you see the amount of 6s that the English batsman hit, you can count it. It's 15 6s by the English batsman. And New Zealand, well, they scored 8 6s. So the team which scored the most number of 6s actually won. One can really understand that. It was a good game. England were the ones who batted first, and they put up 214 for 7 on the board. Now, as far as England were concerned, they had a good start, a very quick start by Alex Hales and Michael Lumb, who were opening the innings. The contribution from Hales was 21 of 16 balls with 2 4s and 1 6. Michael Lumb went on to make 22 of 15 balls with 1 4 and 2 6s. Luke Wright pasted 42 of just 20 deliveries, 3 4s and 4 6s. He was very severe on Nathan McCullum. If you see Nathan McCullum, he was really carted all across the park. He leaked the 49 runs of his 4 overs without any wicket to his name. So he was the most costliest bowler. Ian Morgan also, as I said, England definitely had a good measure of the particular ground, and they started hitting some very nice boundaries and 6s. Ian Morgan, he made 46 of 26 balls, 4 4s and 3 6s. In fact, if you look at this England lineup, everyone contributed, and that's what is precisely required. Jonathan Bairstow made 38 of 22 balls with 3 4s and 2 6s. 32 coming from Josh Buttler, the unorthodox bat. He also pasted an unbeaten 32 of 16 balls, 2 4s and 3 6s, and took this England score on to a very commanding score of 214 for 7. And in the end, it proved to be a winning score with only 40 runs separating New Zealand from actually getting to the target. But it was a good fight there. Samit Patel was out for 2, Broad was out for 4, and the cap 214 for 7 on the board for England. Now, as far as the bowling figures are concerned, Mitchell McClenaghan, 4 overs, no made 1 for 29, thought he bowled well. 2 for 40 for Trent Boult of his 4 overs. Hira had 2 for 42, none for 49, Nathan McCullum the most costliest. Andrew Ellis 3 overs, no made and 40 runs. He was, in fact, I would say, Nathan McCullum 4 overs 49. Andrew Ellis was pasted 3 overs for 40 runs and 2 wickets, 1 over for 14 for James Franklin. And as far as New Zealand were concerned, they replied with 174 for 9. But one good thing happened for New Zealand. As you know, Martin Guptill was in some he was in some real dismal form in the tour of South Africa. But for that is something that New Zealand would be very happy about. Even though they lost this match by 40 runs, what was good to see is Martin Guptill getting into his element. He got 44 to his name of 32 balls with 3 4s and 2 6s. So that will help Martin Guptill march with confidence. Hamish Rutherford, yesterday, the son of former New Zealand batsman Ken Rutherford, made his debut, and he hit 18 runs of just 11 deliveries, 2 4s and 1 6. There was also one more debut. Trent Boult was the left-arm pace bowler who also made his debut. Brendan McCullum, he was out for 10 of 5 balls with 2 4s. Ross Taylor coming back into the New Zealand lineup failed. In fact, I would say Ross Taylor had a very bad match. In fact, if you look at it, after coming into the field, he dropped a sitter, he dropped two or three catches. I think it was 2 catches that he dropped. He didn't have a good with the bat either. He only contributed 13 of 14 balls with 1 4. Munro made 28 of 19 balls, 3 6s in that knock. Other than that, there was not. If you see, Martin Guptill was the only one who got 44, and the Hamish Rutherford got 18, and the other person who got 28 was Colin Munro. Other than that, and in the end, Ronnie Hira was there, not out on 20, but it was not enough. There was nobody to really take on the English bowlers. Franklin was out for 8. McCullum was out for Nathan McCullum was out for 3. New Zealand really folded, I would say. They finally folded for 174. In fact, of their 20 overs, they finished at 174 for 9, thanks to some disciplined bowling from the Englishmen. As I said, England proved to be definitely superior with the bat as well as the ball. Stephen Finn, 4 overs, 3 for 39. Stuart Broad on his return, after, as you know, he didn't play on the Indian tour. He missed a lot of matches there. But today, what Stuart Broad showed, he is back into his real groove here, because the way he bowled, kept the ball up to the batsman, not allowing them any liberties. 4 overs, no made, and 4 for 24. So that was a good bowling from the captain, and Stuart Broad was the victorious captain there. Then Dernbat 4 overs, costing him 33 runs, so no wicket. Luke Wright 4 overs, went for 29 runs with 2 wickets to his name. Samit Patel 2 overs for 17, and James Treadwell 2 overs hit for 24 runs. So, but England have started on the right note. They have won the first T20 international of the 3-match series 1-0, and the second one-day international coming up between New Zealand and England at Hamilton. That would be played on 12th of February. So England have started on the right note on their tour of New Zealand. So that is something that England would be very happy about, because it's very essential that the team which tours has to really start on the right note, because it's always there when a visiting team actually visits the other country. It has to really get acclimatized to the conditions, the weather, a lot of things come into the picture. So that is something very, very refreshing and heartening. I'm sure England would be very happy with that victory that they got, and they would look forward to the second T20 which is coming up. And New Zealand, well, after performing so well against South Africa, I'm sure they might have learned a few things. They might have had a look at New Zealand batsmen, and they might have made a lot of notes. Their coach would have made a lot of notes there, and I'm sure this New Zealand team would be coming up with some sort of real tricks to come and trick the English batsmen. Whether that is going to happen, well, we will know when the second T20 match takes place between New Zealand and England at Hamilton. So that's the second T20 coming up, and then we have the third T20 coming up. That's going to be played at the Basin Reserve in Wellington on 15th of February. So that's the 3 2020 matches coming up. So England leading 1-0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a preview of the fifth and final one-day international which is coming up, and that is going to be between Australia and West Indies. As you know, Australia, well, tomorrow they would definitely be eyeing for a clean sweep, because they are very, very close to a 5-0 series win. It's just one victory, and they would have blown away West Indies in this series 5-0. But I'm sure West Indies are the ones who have to do all the hard work. The other day, what we saw is the way Kieron Pollard, and this match is going to be played at the MCG, which is coming up shortly, in fact. So that is going to be played. And well, looking at the MCG pitch, probably there are a lot of runs, and I'm told the forecast is good. Probably there's going to be a shower or two, and we have 23 degrees centigrade temperature there, which should be good. But West Indies, well, if you look at it, they need to put up a better show, because what happened was Kieron Pollard was the one who really lifted them out of the dumps and brought that score to some respectability, even though they didn't win it. But West Indies would be pretty happy with the way Kieron Pollard shaped up, because one is he got into form, so that was the good thing about it. And over and above that, the way he played such a mature knock, he really bided his time at the crease, not just playing his aggressive strokes, waiting and only opening out in the final analysis. And not only that, also making sure that West Indies played the 50 overs. So that shows a lot of maturity in Kieron Pollard now. Kieron Pollard, one can bank on him. I mean, it is not that only when the chips are down with lots of runs needed, Kieron Pollard, you can also rely on Kieron Pollard if West Indies have a situation which is tough, So that is something that I'm sure the West Indies would be pretty happy about. Now, as far as West Indies are concerned, their top order seems to be a bit shaky. They are not really able to negotiate the Australian pace and swing bowling. So that is something they would be working on. Bowling has not looked good. Tino Best was looking good. He came in place of Kemar Roach. I thought he did a good job. Now, Andre Russell has been kept as an all-rounder, so that's the precise reason he's eyeing. But his bowling has not been up to the mark at all. But Sunil Narine, as I said, in this whole series, even the West Indies they've lost the series, I thought Sunil Narine has really stood up, and he has really put up a very great performance of the ball, because he bowls economically, he takes the wickets, well, he does everything. As far as Australia are concerned, now, as far as Australia is concerned, I would like to say something. Now, whether Chris Gayle comes into the team, whether, Chris Gayle, the other day I said whether he would be coming to, but unfortunately, Chris Gayle was not there in the fourth one day. Johnson Charles took his place. But today, I mean, when it is going to be played with MCG, whether Gayle could come in. Well, if Gayle could come in, that would, but one does not know whether he is still fully fit. So, if he comes in, then West Indies will probably think that if Gayle hits form, and they could actually take this match, and as I said, at least have the consolation of at least having one victory under the belt, because there's only one T20 left, and that's it. West Indies return back to West Indies after this particular match. That is, after the this is the fifth one-day international, so then we have the final T20 match, and after that West Indies are returning back to West Indies. So before that, they would like to do that. As far as Australia are concerned, Australia, well, Shane Watson is shaping up well, Phil Hughes is doing his job, Bailey was injured, whether he's going to play, or Sean Marsh is going to play. But Aaron Finch, as I said, he has been given a long rope by the Australian selectors, and it's very high time, because he has not been having, the consistency has been lacking as far as Aaron Finch is concerned, but probably Australian selectors are probably trying to groom him for the 2015 World Cup, which is good, because he definitely has all the strokes. He's powerfully built, he likes to hit the ball, but he has been, I mean, what is one is expecting from him now is he needs to, I mean, he has been playing in fits and starts. What one wants from Aaron Finch is to blossom. His innings has to blossom, come out like a flower, and probably, he needs a 50 under his belt now, just to, repose the faith that the Australian selectors are showing in him. Bowling, well, the bowling has been absolutely beautiful. Mitchell Johnson the other day did well. We have seen James Faulkner has been doing well in this series. Ben Cutting got his opportunity. Well, he was pretty impressive. I was very impressed by Ben Cutting. He's a tall guy, hits the deck hard, gets the ball to bounce. The MCG will afford him that bounce. One does not know, one has to wait and watch. But Ben Cutting, I thought he was absolutely on the money on that day. Clint McKay, one of the best one-day, got the one-day international bowler of the year award in Australia. So one can really understand why he's the best one-day international bowler around in Australia. And David O'Herty, the left-arm spinner. So I think we are looking out for a good match. They don't have most of the Australian players have gone to India to get acclimatized. As you know, Australia are touring India. They are going there to, like Glenn Maxwell has been there, Matthew Wade has already left, Ed Cowan has left the scene. So they are probably trying to acclimatize themselves to the Indian conditions, which is a pretty good move with the Australian think tank there. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, as usual with this very late report on Saturday on this Cricket Happening show, your host Ram would like to end it, but keep an eye. Tomorrow I'll be back with the full match report on the 5th One-Day International, which is coming up shortly, according to me, between West Indies and Australia, which is going to be played at the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. So keep an eye, dear fans, and your host Ram will be there once again with you to bring you the not the live happenings, the recorded happenings of the particular match. Well, till then, it's good night from your host Ram. Thank you.